Hey, what's up, 330? And sound check. And welcome to your lunch break. It's May 30th. Lots of kids are ending school this week. I see all the pictures coming in of all the littles as they're comparing, parents are comparing the first and last day of the school years this year. Sorry, a little emotional right now. Just finished watching that Cody Lee video with the wife from AGT. If you haven't seen that, you got to watch that one. That's incredible. I always say that America's Got Talent is one of those shows that is just incredible in terms of emotion, the stories of the people, right? So the topic of the day is getting your driver's license in Ohio. And yeah, so here's the deal. I am assuming most of you fall into the same category as me. You've been getting your driver's license now for years and years and years, the same way. I figured it out the other day. You figure this would be my seventh renewal, so the eighth time getting my license. So 7 times since I was 16, 17 years old, I've gotten my license done a certain way. You walk in, you pay your money, they do your picture, you see the little flashy lights on the sides, right, left, and you read the little lines that they tell you on line 5, okay? Well, everything changed, not this year, but a year or two ago. But if you're like me or anybody else, you don't really pay attention to many things until they affect your life, okay? Well, in this instance, here we are, right? It's time to get driver's license renewals, and I had no idea that they had changed all the rules. So I'm going to go over those rules with you right now. They've been published in multiple newspaper reports and multiple media sources. But again, as Americans, typically, if it doesn't affect you, we don't really pay attention. Well, in this case, it now affects most of us, okay? Here's the difference. Right now, there are 2 different driver's license options in the state of Ohio. I'm not sure if it's like this for every state, nor do I care, because I'm focused on the 330 and I'm focused on Ohio. So you can get one driver's license, which allows you to operate a vehicle, or you could get the second driver's license style, which not only allows you to operate your vehicle normally, but then it allows you to get on an airplane. So I don't know, Andrew just tuned in from North Carolina. Andrew, is North Carolina made these changes too? Is this something that's national? Because I'm not going to do any research on it. I don't feel like it, because it affects Ohio. So folks, here's the deal. If you want to get what's called a compliant driver's license ID card, compliant means that if you are going to go and fly and get on an airplane, you need to have this type of driver's license now. It's mandated. So I'm assuming this is a federal thing that's across the U.S. I don't know. But right now here in Ohio, here's what you need, okay? It says to prove identity, you must show proof of the following 5 elements. All right, you ready? So it's, and by the way, as soon as this video is over, I'm going to send the link that was given to me by the driver's license BMV people. It's a much better link than what I've been given from the news and from the newspapers. So 1, you need something that has your full legal name, 2, your date of birth, 3, proof of U.S. legal presence, 4, social security number, and 5, proof of address, okay? So in other words, if you want to get a compliant driver's license, you have to walk in with a ton of paperwork as opposed to the past, okay? So I'm scrolling over here. Now, here's the kicker, and this is what got me, and this is what's tripping up a lot of people right now, okay? Proof of birth. Okay, so in this scenario, and someone had told me you needed, I was getting conflicting reports when I asked last week, okay? And someone had told me you need something with your birth date on it, and someone had told me that you need your actual birth certificate, all right? So I went in there, I'm all happy Skippy, and it's the day before my birthday, last Thursday, and I go in, and I'm like, I got this, this, and this, and I lay it all out there, and I'm talking to the manager of the Fairlawn BMV, and she looks at me and she goes, okay, well, now I need something that proves your birth. And I go and I pull out all these cards, right? I had my voter registration ID. I had my draft ID, my draft eligibility ID. All of them say my birthday, okay? And she's like, I'm sorry, but those don't work. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, my birthday is on all of these documents. She was very nice about it, which I'm sure that they get a lot of flack at the BMV. So please make sure that you're nice to them. Please make sure that you're nice to them, because I did, well, off the air, this is off the record. even though I'm saying it on the record. I did have some discussions with them about how people have treated them in regards to this, and people have been not very nice about all this, because in the exact scenario that I was in, I needed my birth certificate, and I didn't have my birth certificate. So what did I have to do? I had to drive home and get my birth certificate. Okay, so here's why. These are the documents that establish your birth legally. You ready? And I'm going to send this link, and this is the good link that the BMV people share. All right, you need either a birth certificate, a United States passport or passport card, a consular report of birth abroad, a certificate of naturalization, a certificate of citizenship, or a permanent resident card. Okay, so in other words, all these things that have your birthday on them, they're not good enough. You have to have one of those documents. Okay, so I had to drive back and get my birth certificate and then show back up. And as soon as I walk in, I go right back up to her. She calls me over, which of course it's the take a number thing. So of course I'm in the habit of taking a number, even though nobody's in the place. I still take a number. And I walk up and I said, now let's try this again. And she kind of laughed with me. And I said, blah, 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 blah. I said, this is something that people need to know. And she's like, and I said, I run a show. And she goes, yeah, 330 to go. I'm like, really? She's like, and she's a listener and a follower. So the Fairlawn BMV lady knows the show 330 to go, watches our show regularly. So I told her, and I promised her, I'm like, I'll leave names out of this to protect the innocent, right? I promised her that I would try and help get this information out, because right now it just sucks because people don't know. And it's because if it doesn't affect you, you're not going to look it up. So I'm going to share this information with you. I'm going to put the link in the comments of the video. And then when I share it to my personal timeline, I'm going to put the link there as well. But then you also need the proof of the Social Security card. Just bring your card if you have it. And then proof of address. Typically, you've got the renewal form and you've got something else like a utility bill or anything. So yeah, it's more complicated, but please make sure you do the process, because if you don't, then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to try and board an airplane, and you're going to have the wrong driver's license, and they're going to tell you, sorry, but you can't get on this airplane. Okay, so all the rules have changed in the last 2 years. It doesn't affect you until it's your birthday, and most of us are complacent because we don't care until it bothers us. Well, in this case, last week, it bothered me. All right, so I'm sharing this information with you guys. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Looks like summer's just around the corner, and away we go. I will share this link to you as soon as I click off end live video. Take care, folks. Make sure you tune in live on Sunday. I've got a real special Kenmore story, JOBS, Jobs, and Little Bit Cafe are going to be on the show live on Sunday. And then next week, we're covering Kenmore and the Kenmore First Friday experience. Okay. But until that time, I don't know where I'm going, but there ain't no sense of being late. Everybody say good afternoon, Shirley.